Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Hey guys, it's Sai. I am at Mercedes-Benz of San Francisco where they have this crazy monster behind me. This is the 4x4 squared and it is just absolutely crazy. I cannot even start to say. Wow. The 4x4 squared is just insane. For comparison, we pulled a G55 right next to it. And you can see the 4x4 squared is an entire foot taller than the G55. And it's so much wider too. It is just so crazy. And what's really cool is on the side here, there's exposed carbon fiber fenders, which is what makes it so wide also. And just for comparison, this is the normal G55 fender. And coming along this way, you guys can see this massive tire on the 4x4 squared. This tire is actually 22 inches and is custom made for the 4x4 squared. So you guys can see right here, it says 4x4 squared, which is so cool. For comparison, this is the normal 19-inch tire of the G55. One of my favorite things about the 4x4 squared is the two springs and dampers you can see right here. What's really funny about these is it kind of looks like something aftermarket in a good way, but it's not. These are all factory, and this is how the 4x4 squared comes. And this is what makes it such a great off-road car, the suspension of this car. Another really, really cool thing about the 4x4 squared, we're actually gonna sit down on the ground and go under, is the portal axle system right here. Normally an axle is parallel to the wheel right here, but this car has a portal axle system which gives it an 18-inch clearance off the ground. This is actually borrowed from the military vehicles, which is so cool. And that's what makes this car an amazing off-road car. This is the back of the 4x4 squared, guys. And it is enormous, just like the rest of the car. But what's really cool is it has the 4x4 squared badge on the car. And also, it has these extra lights you guys can see up top here. The G55 does not have. And also, it has this bumper that just looks super cool, and it's just awesome. And let's take a look at the side also, the differences. So you guys can see there's a step on the side of both the 4x4 squared and the G55, but the step is so much higher on the 4x4 squared. And if you're like me, you might actually need a second step because you can't exactly get on the first step even. Who can guess what this is? Fun fact about the 4x4 squared, this is actually the water line that you can submerge the car up until, which is crazy, guys. Everything about this car is just crazy. This is the water line. Like, it's about as tall as I am. It's probably like 4 feet for reference. One other really cool, really important thing I forgot to mention, guys, is the beautiful color of this 4x4 squared. This is a Designo Night Black Magno, and it just looks amazing. If I could get this car, I would most definitely get this color. Let's take a look at what powers this monster. All the other times I've said that, it hasn't been quite literally a monster, but this truck is literally a monster. Wow, I'm not even tall enough to see over the engine. But this is a 4-liter V8 bi-turbo engine. Cranks out 416 horsepower, 450 pound-feet of torque. And it powers this monster 0 to 16. Who cares? No one can pass you anyway if you're driving the 4x4 squared. I'm gonna rev the 4x4 squared. It is a beast for sure. Like all G Wagons, it feels so sturdy. And even clicking the door, it feels so hardcore. Let's take a closer look at the inside. But to do that, the first challenge is someone who's 5'1" getting inside. Alright guys, this is the inside of the 4x4 squared. I'll move my seat back so you can see. Alright, so this is what the display looks like. It's pretty standard for the most part. Mercedes wheel, and it has Alcantara on the side here and leather here. There's this iPad-like screen. It's pretty Mercedes at this point. I showed you guys in my C63S also. And this is the center console. What's amazing about it is the carbon fiber trim. So there's carbon fiber all around and through the center here, which is just beautiful. So something that's so unique about this car is the differential locks. And as you guys can see here, there's 3 settings for them, but there's also this giant warning to not use it on the road because you will not be able to do turns as intended. So kind of going down the center console, you have standard buttons for radio, media, navigation, telephone, voice calling, but you also have this actual number pad here, which kind of, not all cars have that, so I think that's kind of really unique to have in a center console. And here you have your air conditioning unit, the beautiful carbon fiber trim. And this is how you put the car in drive. This is the brake. This is how you control this screen right here. So overall, very functional and very fitting for this car, especially the differential lock part here. It just goes so well with the whole 4x4 off-road theme we have going here. Just amazing. And on the side here are the windows and the mirror adjustment. And on the sides here, there's the seat adjustment and the locks. And way in here is how you unlock and lock the car. Let's get out. Jump, ready? Let me show you guys the back seats of the 4x4. All right, step and pull up. So this is the back. And the back, just like the front, has this beautiful Alcantara trim that's like quilted and has diamond stitching and leather to complement it along the side. It's beautiful, the interior. And big question, is there space in the back? I think so. I think the back is actually very comfortable, and especially with how comfortable these seats are, I feel very, very comfortable in the back. But I feel like if you might be a little bit taller, you would feel a little bit cramped in here if the person in front of you was very tall. But for someone like me, the seats are comfortable and I feel like I have enough space back here. Alright guys, we're in the 4x4 squared and I am so excited to drive these things. As you guys know, the streets of San Francisco are pretty bumpy, so we're gonna get a little taste of the 4x4 squared. And
All
we're
right.
here with Paulo.
Paulo, hey, how's it going, guys?
Who's gonna be showing us the 4x4 squared. All right. Oh, hear that roar.
Right.
It feels like I'm driving a bulldozer.
Yeah, it's crazy. So not only you're 18-inch off the ground, you also have a V8 bi-turbo engine powering this whole system.
Wow, it just eats these bumps up in the city.
I mean, you do still get a little bit of feedback, aside from the 18 shocks and springs on the vehicle. It's gonna feel comparable to the G550. It's gonna feel a lot like it, especially in the inside. But where the vehicle really shines is your clearance. So I can see as far as 7 blocks down the road.
That's so true. It's like, and you can't see directly below you like most cars.
Yeah.
So you just have to like look ahead.
So look out, skunks and cats crossing the street. We won't see you.
Wow. What were you saying before we stopped at the signal?
Oh, I think I was going over the upholstery on the vehicle.
Oh yeah.
So this one, unlike the G550, which is a full leather upholstery, this one is going to be equipped with a leather and Alcantara
beautiful
combo. And then obviously you can't go wrong with the diamond stitching there on the Alcantara, along with the carbon fiber trim all around the vehicle, which really brings it apart from any standard G550.
Right, like even on the center console here,
It's great.
beautiful.
And the attention to detail here is crazy. From what I heard from factory, they actually have somebody that spends about 8 to 6 hours on the vehicle, just make sure going around all the stitching on the car. There's about 2,500 stitches on the vehicle.
Wow.
So they got to go and make sure everything is aligned and everything as well.
The interior is just beautiful.
Completely handmade, completely put together since 1979.
That's amazing.
And he hasn't changed since. Obviously, there's a lot of modifications in terms of safety, suspension, and stuff like that. But the true chassis, it's been the same since it was first produced, and that's why it's an iconic car. And making this one, the G4x4 Square, extremely rare and extremely iconic. The fact that it's just limited production and only one of a kind.
That's awesome. It kind of feels like we're off-roading here with these bumps.
Right.
It's a 416 horsepower car, right?
416 horsepower, 4.0 V8 bi-turbo, so you get two superchargers, two turbochargers working together to produce as much torque as possible.
Woo, this is fun to drive.
Right.
It's just so crazy, like just being this high up.
I mean, it's just unbelievable.
I can only imagine what it's like off-road with this thing running over everything.
So this is known as the German monster truck. Does it feel like it?
It does feel like it.
I mean, comparable to the regular G550 is right next to us. I think we're definitely winning.
We are. That looks small. That looks normal sized. The crazy thing is, like, the shocks are factory. You know, like a lot of people do like aftermarket stuff to like, you know, spike up their like cars.
Yeah.
But it's awesome how amazing like Mercedes put this together. It's awesome. So what are the different driving modes? Can you like talk us through? So there's comfort and the sport mode.
Well,
right?
then you're gonna have obviously you can adjust your shocks. There's the comfort and the sport. Sport's gonna stiffen things up a little bit more. You're gonna feel a little bit more of the road. Yeah, so just like any keep in mind this is still a G Wagon. So just like any other G Wagon, you're able to lock your differential independently. So you can do just the front wheels, all wheels together, or just the rear axle. So that improves your offloading capabilities by tremendous amount.
That's awesome. And there's a little warning sticker here that says, "Don't do it when you're not off-road."
Right? Yeah, no, definitely not. This will definitely ruin the vehicle. This is strictly for gravel, loose mud, or even crossing rivers and stuff like that.
Cool.
And that's where this vehicle truly shines.
Guys, with this car, you have to be careful not to run things over.
Because it just feels really easy, right?
Yeah, like totally. Like everything's like, I could totally just.
How's your driving experience so far?
I like it. I really like it. And you know the thing about this car is it's not speed. It's just like, just being this high above the ground and like, you know, having that like off-road capability and knowing that is like just crazy.
Yes. lift. We got a little, our competition there. And see, notice how that lift up truck, see, we have all your axles in between, so it's not really clearance.
Right.
Besides the fact that your chassis is sitting up higher.
Right.
So that's the benefit of the portal axles. It will actually give you true 18 inches of true clearance.
It's a sweet exhaust nose too. You can hear it with the windows down.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The AMG products and Mercedes products, they do a great job at bringing the best sound and best exhaust note out of the engine, and it's no different to this for this car.
Right. The one funny thing I noticed though is when you brake, the car kind of like sways a little, right?
Yeah.
You can kind of sway it a little.
It's a body-on-frame chassis, so that's kind of like the feel you get from any body-on-frame chassis.
Yeah.
So that's what you're feeling. It's completely different animal. Definitely not for everybody. Watch the fender. Big car coming. So we're gonna probably take a left here and go there because that looks nice.
It's just a crazy experience driving this car. Guys, so one of the best things about having this car, or just having the ability to drive this car, is this car is street legal in the United States. How crazy is that?
Correct, definitely. So when they first introduced the vehicle in the European market, it does not come equipped with the guardrails for the rear bumper there, where it's extended down. And in addition, to get into the U.S. market, they actually had to deactivate the lights on top of the hood there. Pretty awesome.
It sounds awesome. And that is what 416 horsepower feels like in the 4x4 square.
So, and it's the funny concept about this vehicle. It's almost made entirely of 100% galvanized steel. And yeah, we still got that great pickup going for this vehicle.
I know. That was amazing.
Yeah. You want to do it again?
Let's do it one more time.
Let's go. Here we go.
It's kind of bumpy too, so. That was awesome.
That will put a smile on anybody's face.
Anybody who's watching this is cracking up.
Go step on that. Go for it.
Woo!
Oh man.
That was awesome.
I think I can live with this.
I know, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. It's addicting. Ready?
Might as well.
Woo!
Doesn't get any better than this.
We're on railroad tracks right now. So guys, the really special thing about this car is it is an off-road car, but it's just uniquely Mercedes. It has the luxury of a Mercedes, and I really feel that in this car. So it's a beast, a monster when you want it to be, and it's also a beautiful, comfortable Mercedes at the same time, which is just so cool and so special.
No doubt about it. You know what I just found here? I just found a bunch of controls.
You did?
Yeah. And I'm very distracted right now. Because you know, if I'm ever gonna pay this much for a car,
are these the air? I
want my button count to be over 1,000. Because you know, what else do you do at stoplights? You press buttons, right? And then there's air. There's definitely air in this. Okay. Oh, I see what you're doing there. Well, it sounds like the seat cradles to your body form. So
exactly, Mercedes comfort.
Can't go wrong.
Normally, this is awesome. Like literally, I totally understand the appeal of this car. Normally, in the Lamborghini, I'm like worried about every pothole possible.
Looks like they built a off-road track for us.
I know.
How
Thank you, San Francisco.
How convenient.
Thank you, San Francisco construction.
We love you.
That's a beautiful truck.
Thank you.
I haven't seen anything like it.
It's one of a kind, sir. Now we should punch it a little bit. Get some air.
There we go. Gives you a level of confidence too. Like driving this thing, you're just like, I feel so confident.
I think, yeah, your safety level will definitely skyrocket.
Guys, we're in rush hour right now, next to all these cars, driving the 4x4 squared, and it's pretty crazy. It's funny, like you like generally don't think about driving a car like this in the city, and yet like it's amazing to drive this in the city. Like
yeah.
I feel great right now.
You would think 4 wheels and some suspension would not give you a comfortable ride, and
it totally does. Yeah. So can you explain to me what the differential locks are on this car? So there's 3 settings, yeah?
Oh yeah, definitely. So just like your standard all-wheel drive, which is governed by a computer system, and depending on the situation, your slippage on each wheel, it'll send power to each individual wheel. This one, again, delivers best of both worlds. It'll actually give you the ability to either lock your front wheels together, therefore they will move at the same exact speed, or you can lock the rear differential in the back there, therefore locking the rear wheels, or you can lock them all together. Obviously you don't want to attempt that on a San Francisco road, but definitely in the gravel, mud, or crossing a river, that'll be the best scenario for you to get best traction off this vehicle. So this vehicle will never leave you on the side of the road. I mean, especially when you're off-roading.
That's awesome. And it's part of the, exactly like with the confidence this vehicle gives you. Just being in this, like, you know, like anything in front of you, you can tackle it.
And then obviously the G-Class always amps up in the luxury level, and this is no different. It carries everything that the G550's got, but the real beneficial is the expanding your off-road capabilities there. Should we punch it? Let's punch it.
Open road. So the ability to run over pretty much anything and power, the combination of the two is just what makes this car fun.
At 564 feet of torque, there's nothing you can't tow. There's nothing you can't run over.
450, right?
454. And survey says 450.
Woo!
Damn. It feels like 454, okay?
It does. Really, it could be whatever you want it to be.
Whatever you want. So whenever you're on the phone bragging about it, you can come up with your own numbers, okay? That's what this vehicle delivers to you, okay? It's a decent ride. I'm not gonna lie. This is probably the best ride. I mean, coming from a sports car coupe that I daily drive, this by far is the most comfortable ride I've ever had in San Francisco.
It's true. Like, these roads are not good, and this car, it does perfectly.
I think a lot has to do with the how much rubber you get there from the 22-inch 4x4.
True.
Uniquely designed for this vehicle. So this is the only vehicle that will carry the 22-inch wheels, versus the AMG version of it will have the 20-inch, and the regular G550 will get the 19-inch. So bigger wheels, bigger tires, bigger suspension.
Gotta go 4x4 squared.
Yeah.
And you're saying the brakes on this car are bigger than the brakes on normal.
It's gonna carry the same rear brake pads as the regular G550, but obviously we can't leave everything the same because that would just be, you know, boring at this point. So it does carry a bigger, I think it's 3-cylinder piston front brakes.
Alright guys, that concludes our ride in the 4x4 square, and it was just mind-blowingly awesome. So I want to give a huge thank you to Mercedes-Benz of San Francisco. And this car is actually one of 8 4x4 squares on the market right now, and the only one in this beautiful kind of like a matte black color, matte gray, matte black color. So really, if you guys want to come check it out, you should, because this video does this car no justice for what this car is. So check it out, guys. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please make sure you guys subscribe for lots more. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.